It's alright, it's okay. Doesn't really matter if you're old and gray. It's alright, I say it's okay. Listen to what I say. It's alright, doing fine. Doesn't really matter if the sun don't shine. It's alright, I say it's okay. We're getting to the end of the day. I take a low check, take your pick. 'Cause you can't teach an old dog a brand new trick. I don't care what anybody says. At the end of the day, there's a place that I can't find. Drink or two to ease my mind. Golden days. Hey, well, there I am again. I'm hearing myself in triplicate. Well, there I am again. I'm hearing myself in triplicate. Well, you don't need that, do we? Yes, how tickled I am. Thank you for being here. Well, we may be by ourselves at the moment. Hopefully, some others will join us along the way. But how tickled? Well, we've seen Saturdays. We were rather quiet, haven't we? Well, let's see what happens this time around. See, look, I've got a dinosaur with balloons. I should have this on the birthday. I forgot I have birthday stuff here. We have some birthdays coming up. We have one birthday I know coming up. There's somebody's birthday I know whose birthday's today, and I don't know who it is. No, I don't. Do you? It's all quiet here. No one else is here but me. Well, there you are. Okay, I've got a pen. I'm just checking. Do I have anybody? Hey, listen. I really recommend. And if you're probably listening to this after it's done, but I highly, strongly recommend On the Town with Mark Stein on Serenade Radio. You can hear it at midnight tonight. I think it's midnight tonight, right? Midnight tonight. And it's a great program. But it's about music I happen to love, like Francis Albert Sinatra and Dean Martin and Perry Como and Doris Day and just some great singers. And each week he does a program about a song, and that is playing tomorrow, and you can hear that. Last week was about the great song, The Way You Look Tonight. He gave a lot of great background about the people who wrote it, which was Jerome Kern and Dorothy Fields, and also how this song basically developed over decades to become something of a dynamo in the 60s. A lot of folks don't realize the 60s that was when Dean Martin had his biggest hit. Sinatra had a number of them in the 60s. Of course, his big bell ringing was 79 with New York, New York. But okay, I'm supposed to be drawing, not giving history here. So let's say we do that. I didn't check. I meant to check. Did anyone write anything underneath? I'm hoping folks come in so we can get started that way. Oh, and there's Alice Reed. Hello, Alice Reed. How are you? Oh, I'm going to post the on this page on my Facebook page the Buffalo cartoon I did 2 days ago. No one commented on this. In fact, no one even liked this. Ooh, Saturdays tend to be quiet here. Anyway, I was waiting to post it till my friend Dave Bippy Boyer there in Rochester joined in, so I've got 58 friends now, and of course I'm not actively trying to get friends. Four from around the country, around the world actually, tracked me down, and we all collectively are fans of something, and so they all came this morning. And I'm so grateful to them, and also my great friend Jerry Dowling over in Ohio. He was one of the most prominent cartoonists about Pete Rose, the baseball player. And as I learned now that I'm reconnected with him. Not one word of Dowling. Not one, not one word. There's another cartoonist was referenced, but not Jerry. Jerry is just one of my favorite cartoonists, and I'm so tickled. I'm friends with him and his wife, and I haven't seen him in years, but I hope so. Anyway, how are you all doing? Thank you. And let's see what. So you just start. Well, I've got stuff to share, and I've got stuff I need to. I'll tell you what. While we're waiting, and let's see. I was with two people who were here today, and that is. I'm going to go ahead. I am using a blue pencil. Now, I inked this last Sunday, I think. And I'm in the process it's been scanned. I'm in the process of coloring it. It will be done probably by this time tomorrow night. Today, I was working on storage room stuff. And Hope and that dragon fellow who was here, they were helping me. And I was going to pencil this, and I just got so busy.
I didn't have time, so let me just go. Look, this is terrible how quick I can do this stuff. So this is an alligator pulling Santa's sleigh. I've done it many, many times. This will also probably be available on Fine Art America. But you all chat. How are you all doing today? How are things in Minnesota? Oh, my old high school pal Steve Gallancy briefly connected with me on Facebook. He saw Swampy's Florida, got all confused and dashed off. So I've tried to send him a message. I hope he reconnects. Steve and I were good pals back decades ago. But I'm going to do this, and I'm going to put I'll put the site here. See, when people want to see alligators, they really want to see alligators. Guten Tag, yeah, my friend Diana, Diana Eberly from Germany. She was one of the quartet that tracked me down on Facebook. Diana and her husband Rico I forget where they are in Germany. Great folks, golly, I was drawing for our soldiers over 10 years ago in Germany. I was in where were we staying? We were staying somewhere outside Landstuhl, and down the road, right near closer I think to Ramstein. Anyway, let me draw. Make sure I draw that bag. So I'm going to draw his arm out here. Okay, so I'm not doing something good. I have that swinging here. Remember that? Good. And I'm about to screw it all up. I'm going to lower his arm just a little bit to kind of keep it in range. I'm going to actually point his glove down. And you can't see it. This is blue pencil. Barely see it. Now, this is something that'll be a bunch of stuff for the Orange County, Florida Regional History Museum. That covers history of where I was born and raised, Orlando. And I'm going to draw the Orange County. I'll tell you, here's a little trick. I'm going to admit it. Yes, my sister, born and raised here, born and raised over in Orlando. She was tired of we have a lot of drug problems. And if we have a bad bill being presented November 5th involving legalizing recreational marijuana. We've had nonstop drug problems in this state for decades. So back in the 90s, early 90s or so, my sister was getting the drug kids. Drug kids were attacking teachers then and going after them. My sister got tired of it. So even though she has a master's degree, she graduated with honors from Rollins College, master's degree from William and Mary College. She left Florida and went to Maryland. And that's where she's been ever since for 25 years. And she is, actually, I think 27 years now. Getting close to 30. I think she moved there in 96, 95, somewhere in there. She was just telling me, I forget. Anyway, she is about to retire, actually, finally, which is a good idea. But the drug kids were slashing tires of teachers. This was in the 90s. Much worse now. I have a friend who's just retiring, who's actually put in more time than my sister, without all those educational benefits, which give you a lot of question as to why people go for such educational benefits. In fact, Susie, I'm not sure what, I think maybe, I don't know. Susie works in the administrative offices of a high school and junior high school at different points. I'm not sure what on earth. I don't know if she has more than, maybe I'm wrong. She hit me over the head, but I don't think she has more than community college. She's very smart, though. But she's a Southerner. I've known her and her husband for over 40 years. Good people. I hope to see. They're taking my advice. They've already sold their house. They're moving actually back to Alabama, where they moved from back in the 70s. I'm gonna go back there. Oh, I got a problem. I got a problem with his tail, so I'm gonna have to whip his tail. Ooh, back in here. Ooh. Anyway, yes, my sister was saying it was a lot cooler where she is. A lot cooler in Maryland. She called me because I found a bunch of family things in that storage room that Hope and the dragon guy were helping me with. And since you know him as Dragon, Dolphin, I'm sorry, Dolphin. Why am I saying dragon? Dragon, dolphins, they're the same thing. So I'm going to ink this. All right, so my favorite, my most, I don't have anything by him by me. Do I have anything? No, nothing. Neil Adams is undeniably the most person who most influenced me drawing. And I just, in the 70s, he just had everything. Everything I did was so much involving Neil Adams. And I thought I learned all I could learn from Neil Adams until he had his own page on Facebook, and his daughters made him start using Facebook, and he was reluctant. It was December, I'll make about 5 years ago, I think, and I was so tickled to see Neil Adams live. Wow, he was he was 79, I think, at the time. But he had so much to say, very opinionated. He and I direct opposites politically, but he would go on and on and on about all these things he hated. Anyway, but he would sometimes draw, and then he would also revealing little tricks. I am against this trick, but I'm running into time problems more and more, and I'm going to use it here. In this quarter is going to be the Orange County Regional History Museum, which is the old Orange County Courthouse. I am having time problems. I could certainly eyeball it. I've drawn many, many buildings, but I'm going to take the quick way. I'm going to take a photo and kind of trace it to make sure I get proportions correct, and that will greatly speed up me being able to do it and make it accurate, because it's important to the museum or the courthouse. I remember when it was a courthouse. It was a great place. Anyone else? Anyway, I'm yapping. So that's what this is. So it's sweater weather where y'all are. I wish it was here. We are going to see cooler temperatures. I can't recall I don't think either one of y'all are on my Facebook page, but if you follow Swampy's Florida, okay, how am I going to draw his? I'm going to do this. This is going to be weird, but I'm going to have to do it. So I'm going to have his tail kind of block the other ski of his sled. But I've got to... I'm pooped. We moved a lot of boxes today. A lot of boxes. We'll see if Melissa Busby joins us, because I found a couple things I was going to share with her. I'll see her in person on Thursday, I guess. I haven't really confirmed that. Got a meeting. I know Hope and River Dolphin. He needs to change it to a River Dragon to make it easier for me. No. Now, what kind of work do you all do? But if you're panhandlers, that's fine too. I'm not picky about. I mean, often when I'm walking down the street, I ask somebody for $1. Why not? They're there, I'm there, why not? I'm going to put teeth in this. This has been a constant debate in cartooning. If you see alligators, do you put the teeth in or do you not? So this is all I'm going to do. The background I'm going to do digitally. I'm going to color this part digitally, and then I'm going to take a picture of the Orange County History Museum, and I'm going to go over it on a screen and get the dimensions and quickly dash it in, and I'm going to put it in the background. But I think I am going to, let's see, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. I'm going to make these orange trees, even though there are no orange trees anymore. I grew up with orange trees all over the, oh, you mean, oh, okay, see now here's another tip. Look what this is dumb. Never do this. I'm making it in a row. Never do them in a row. Wow. 42 out tonight, right now. 42. Wow. I wish it was 42 here. I think it's 110 in the shade. It was much easier being out storage room today, because here in Florida, storage room, it's all asphalt and concrete, and it could be 100 degrees. No kidding. Or more around there, because everything's reflecting heat. The asphalt creates extra heat. The metal on the buildings create heat. The concrete creates heat. So it actually amplifies, even if it's only 80 degrees, it suddenly can be, much more than that. I think I'm doing too many orange trees. I may do the oranges, I'm thinking maybe digitally. Okay, let me just do some inking here. Oh, but I'm gonna use my watercolor pen brushes. Here we go, because I like them more. Although the Orange County History Museum will have these available, as I said, they'll also be available through Fine Art America on my page over there, if anyone so wants. I've got something like this there now. It's a little different. And I know a lot of folks who work for medical software. It's a huge, huge job area. And the problem is that so much of that involves folks that are getting to retirement age. And there's a lot of our population that's like that, but they're dying off quickly. So what happens then? I know that's been something that happens in conferences. Well, what are we going to do? I don't know. I don't care. I'm not doing that. It was something when I worked in planning involving software, involving planning software. Because you can only create so much and you quit. You can keep trying to, like my problems with Facebook I had all the time. And even now, of course, is that they were constantly doing updates, but they weren't telling anyone. No, they do the update. You had to figure it out. There's no instruction book. There's nothing. You're just, it's like getting my pages all wiped out. These are called scoots, by the way. These little pieces on the top of the gator are called scoots. And if you haven't heard before, a reason I draw gators pretty darn well is I studied them like crazy when I was drawing caricatures out at Gatorland back in the 90s. I had two great, great helpers, Dean Scott and Nick Clark. They were terrific. I mean, not Dean Scott, Flavio Marissi and Nick Clark. Flavio's now freelance, and Nick Clark works for the Central Florida Zoo. All right. Uh-oh. How all your messages get retracted? Did you retract them or did you do it yourself? What happened? Are you all still here? Oh, that was strange. Suddenly saw a bunch of little beeping. All right. Oh, you're here. What happened? Did you retract your message or did YouTube retract it? I've heard YouTube does that. Did you retract it or did they retract it? Did you do that for privacy purposes? I wouldn't worry too much about that, and believe me, I should. The big thing about privacy thing is just watch your. Um, I work for the government. I know a little bit about this stuff. It's something I should have done a bit better, which was passwords. But look, it doesn't matter. If folks want to get a hold of you, they're going to get a hold of you. Not much you can really, but this it's part of the thing. It's like when I do artwork like this. If I post it, like I'm going to post the other one. Um, it's kind of the deal. If you post artwork, it's basically stolen within an hour. Somewhere around the world, someone is swiping. That's why if you see the artwork I post, exception to some of the live things I do, I typically will watermark it just to make it a little harder for those folks in India or Philippines or wherever, Japan, China. But it doesn't matter. They can still do it. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's just part of the deal. I used to be real paranoid about it decades ago before people were even stealing a lot. And I just realized, well, if I'm doing it and I have to sell stuff, and it's something you got to deal with. Yep, yeah, AI is killing me. People who would come to me are not doing that anymore. I've even pointed out to friends who didn't realize they were doing it. They didn't even think about it, even though they know me so well. We're such good friends. I thought, we didn't think. They used to ask me to do artwork for them, and they'd pay me. And then we're such good friends, I just didn't think about. Wait a minute, that was something I'd pay Rob for. Now I'm not, because they can get free off of this AI. And it's part of why I think also people aren't so interested in my drawing, or anyone else's for that matter, because they just think everything involves a keyboard. Keyboard monkeys. So I won't. How's this looking? Hope it's looking okay. I would rather have done this sitting somewhere where I could concentrate a little bit more, but I got to try to get this done quick. Today was a little tiring. Ooh, I should have done that line a little better. Oh, thank you. Did Mao leave? Is that why she I'm not sure why she didn't put anything that to be retracted. Afraid she may be a little too paranoid about people coming after. There's people can't find folks that easy. If they could, they wouldn't get lost looking for a Pizza Hut or whatever it is they're looking for. When I left City Hall, I always love to say that I left a room full of hundreds of thousands of information about properties and roads and taxpayers paid for it. But they but it's gone and nobody. So all that information was gathered. Oh, I forgot to put something in his mouth. Oh my gosh, I kind of messed that up. Forgot to put something. So he basically needs a. Oh no, I didn't think about that. Okay, let's see if I can pull this off. I need a thicker pen. Uh-oh. Well, that ain't gonna work. Well, that's too thin. Dang it. Hold on. I need to see if I can get a 7 on my hands. Here we go. Well, that's not doing any good either. What is this paper? I shouldn't have picked up this paper, I don't think. I want to make it seem he has a couple of bits of around his hand too, around his. A lot of folks get upset about government surveillance, but they just gather stuff. It sits in a room. Someone could look it up. They might not. It's just a lot of wasted money, frankly. They don't really know what to do with it. When I left City Hall, that big old room full of all that information, I thought, I was paid to do a lot of that work. Now, why isn't that? You think someone would want to take care of it? Actually, they were real interested in getting rid of it because it took up space. So they gather information, but it's just busy work. That's not to say they can't go after you about whatever, but it's not something that's really. They got better things to do. Unless some of this political stuff we see. Well, I see something I just screwed up on again. Let's see if I can fix this. All right. I may have to clean that up in the computer. All right. Oh, that looks quite right, but it'll have to do. I'm going to come under here. Oh, so we're going to have a connection up here, too. Something neat for the History Museum is that this was done by an Orlando native. They didn't have to get someone from out of state to do it. So I'm grateful about that. Yeah, I'm thinking that as AI continues to be used, this is going to be thought to be something wrong. Is there something wrong with someone who can draw like this? Why don't they just use AI? Why do they waste their time? Because people are being told that's the only way to do artwork. Wow. Well, I guess Mao left. May I? Oops. Make sure I don't get accidentally do that. So let me see how this. Another thing neat. Well, this is actually more for the benefit of Mao, who said she was learning to draw. But I'll go ahead and say this anyway. One of the things that helps me here to do this and look at the screen, which is I could have it here or there if I got it on that screen, is that I can see it from a distance and see how it looks like overall. It's kind of hard to see when you have the original artwork in front of you. It's much easier to interpret when you are able to look over there. So I see it over there. It looks okay. I'm going to come in here and just do these trees. I may eliminate them. I'm going to draw the building tomorrow. Well, there's Andrea Kaczynski. Hello, Andrea. How are you? How are things over there in Deltona? See, it's okay. Trying to find Andrea in Deltona, good luck. We're just talking about leaving information in the computer. Most people don't really care. And it's only if you get targeted. So unless you're doing something, maybe Mao is Mao. Maybe she really is with China. Maybe she is really after all of us. I miss the good old days of having like evil empires and things like that. Now just like everybody's evil. It's no fun. It's no fun when everybody's evil. Except Andrea. Andrea is not evil. We'll get that. I don't know about Alice yet. I seem to be doing okay now. I mean, it's not like she. Maybe some secret laser comes out of the sky. Oh! Oh no, I was a false alarm. Never mind. Something else I need to make sure I do is have a signature for this. Of course, I have one I could use. And my deal with the History Museum is they can use it. They can use this picture for what they're doing this year, but I'm not sure about next year. Yeah, probably, yeah. We need. We certainly have our troubles, no doubt about it. Now, I have another one I need to do of these, but I'm not going to do it. I can do. I'll do that tomorrow. And again, if you have a Andrea, feel free to post. She doesn't usually her Voice of Hope page. Others can visit it. Andrea pulled a lot out of the storage room. Hope and I've got three names for him now. I'm stumbling over which one to use. Sleepless. Is it? No, it's Dragon. It's something. Anyway, DJ. I'm going to go ahead and call him DJ here because I can remember that at least. I don't think it's not it's Dolphin or Dragon or I don't know. So confused. Too many names. We got a lot done. Wow, we got deep into the storage room, rearranged it. I could find things. I found my Aunt Minnie. The confusion was she was in a box saying Uncle George. But it's just something. Just glad we got so much done. Wow, it was incredible. It did in 2 hours too. Really see that the work that the two guys did April 14th was not good. It was not good. Boxes on top of boxes that had the word, big across it, fragile, and they put heavy boxes on top of it. Not good. Not good. And we found some things I was shocked to find. I had to call my sister. Found all kinds. I found my high school yearbooks. Got a lot. I'm trying to sound alive and awake, but I fell asleep about 3 hours ago. I don't know if my snoring's interrupting anything. All right, so I've got to color this in, and I've got one more to do, but I'll do that tomorrow. Ink that tomorrow, and that'll be the Christmas star, Jack Kazantzis. And that's at the half-hour point. Hot dog, look, it worked. Okay, now what have we talked about here? Computers coming after. Oh, yes, we're talking about, like, evil empires. We need an evil empire. Yeah, we don't want to talk about bad guys anymore, but they're good guys and they're bad guys. How you feeling, Andrew? You feeling better? I'm guessing maybe Melissa isn't here because she's not feeling so hot. I know Gar the Ghoul. I think Gar is doing his program tonight. It's on Twitch. I need to call him. I think I shared yesterday. I found the Mego dolls, and I was going to call him today, but I was so tired. I got up this morning, and I real quickly had to take care. Oh, a whole bunch of friends found me on Facebook. I had to send some messages, thank you, and then he is on. But I need to let him know. He'll want to know that I found the Mego toys. And then I ran off to the storage room, and we were there we did it in 2 hours, but we were there about 3 hours. Introduced him to Rhonda over there. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just drawing a bad guy. I have no idea what he looks like or what he is. Well, oh, by the way, the guy who cleans this apartment, Ron, he's been buried in stuff. Apparently he's been pulled in all sorts of directions to clean up stuff, even though this area had very little done. Because what was left of the eye came over right where I am, but it actually was reforming out in the ocean. So what was left of it here was not much enough. In fact, I saw a news story about how the eye fell apart as it came into Florida, and that's true. But it just kept falling apart as it crossed the state. By the time it got to me, it was mostly wind and drizzle. Okay, let's see. Steve Gar the Ghoul is playing HR Puffin Stuff, a program I grew up with and despised. I really didn't like that program. He loved it. I did not. I talked to my sister and told her about all the stuff I found, which included a bunch of Sesame Street records. How does this guy look evil? So when I write a story, I want you to know there's a good guy and a bad guy. There's no discussion about it. He's a bad guy. People, so many books. It's like Star Wars. Star Wars was about the Force. It was a variation of Christianity, the Force, and you were either with it or against it. Darth Vader was Satan, and really there was no Christ-like character. It was just a faith involving the Force, and that's all been tossed away. It doesn't matter anymore. They don't even talk about the Force, and I don't. I've heard that from the Dana Ash program, where she's talked about how much they've screwed up the Star Wars stuff by stripping it down to a soap opera, basically. I always see bad guys with. Oh, I sent a friend request 2 weeks ago to Dickie Joe, or was it a week ago? Dickie Joe Mullen. She has not. I'll have to call her because I found some things. Oh, by the way, Andrew, when I last dropped stuff off, something I was looking for, couldn't find, were Sudoku, whatever, books for Caleb. I just found them today. They got put in a box, and I got them. But those are meant for him. But during a mad rush to get stuff out of here, that end up getting stuffed in a quick box. So one of these days, maybe I'll get it to you. Now, did you all like HR Puffin's stuff, or do you even know what I'm talking about? HR, anyone there? HR Puffin stuff. Hello? I know Caleb wouldn't know it. I'm not sure if it's being shown anywhere. I'm guessing someone would be. Now the Cartoon Network's gone. Who's showing anything anymore? Really? Oh my gosh. They're a bunch of puppets. I guess you both are. Yeah, I don't know how old Alice is, but approximately Andrea. Yeah, I guess you guys are too young to. It came out in late '60s, early '70s, but it was reshown all through the '80s, all through the '90s. A lot. There have been variations of it. I didn't realize. Yeah, I think that's a mistake that Gar the Ghoul does with his horrible horror program. Is he really gears everything to people who have to be at least 60 or older. Oh, if you know the Dark Crystal, that was Muppets, but was also basically really influenced by what Sid and Marty Krofft did. Same kind of puppetry with people in costumes and such. I think the H.R. Puffin stuff only was um, 30 episodes or so. Maybe this isn't. Maybe this is. There was another program called Lidsville. It was all about these hats. Yeah, okay, this is Lidsville he's playing. It's you have to see it. It just seems so stupid to me. I don't understand it. This guy looked like enough of a bad guy. You haven't heard of the Dark Crystal either? Holy cats. Wow. Hmm. I thought all ladies had, because ladies seem to love that. Much beloved with ladies. Not so much guys, but ladies. So it came out in 19... Oh, it's 1982. I thought... I'm not a fan of Dark Crystal. Oh, it had that rock star guy in it, too. What the heck is his name? And it is a Jim Henson, but it was greatly... I mean, if you see an HR... If you see something done by Sid and Marty Krofft, you see Dark Crystal, you say, oh, wow, one has something to do with the other, and true. Okay, Dark Crystal was banned in several Islamic countries due to content that was deemed sacrilegious. Well, that's interesting. But yeah, ladies seem to love it. I don't like puppet stuff. That's just, and I don't like this. I don't like Sesame Street. I don't like any of that stuff. That's just me here. I'll give you something. Yeah, he does look like a naughty chap. Paste. Here's a little. This is something I couldn't do on Facebook. I couldn't. I couldn't do this. But that's the Dark Crystal. Here, I'll draw a crystal. I don't know. I've never seen it. I've no plans to see it. It's not my sort of thing. I don't like science fiction, fantasy stuff like this. I don't like Star Wars. In fact, I've got all these Star Wars toys that Hope and DJ just got to put up on eBay for me. All this stuff I've collected because I'd get things for the boys. And there was Star Wars stuff. So that's why I have Star Wars things. But I wouldn't get them for myself. I mean, I didn't see Star Wars till late 80s, maybe longer, maybe it was 90s. I don't know. No, I didn't care for it. Ooh. Oh, you were going to ask Alice, I think was going to. I looked at it. No, never seen it. And neither have I. I just know about it because it's so. In fact, I thought it was Sid and Marty Krofft. I forgot it was Jim Henson. There's some rock guy involved, but I don't know rock music either, so both get me. All right, I'm going to give him a big shoe. And I apologize. I do tend to talk about things that were long, long, long ago. Yeah, I talked to Melissa Busby. She listened to that music. She lived that life. I did not. I don't know what was going on in the 70s, so, except for television. But I don't know music or. Let's see. Let me try it. Is that coming? You know what this needs? I need to just come in here and just do this. Huh? There we go. Now you can see it. There we go. Yeah. How about that? I don't. I'd rather not draw. I have seen all the Star Wars. I think I have in the end too. I have a lot. I had a lot of. I just let's see. One thing they got, they were lightsaber pens. They just got them today. We were clearing out. I saw it. I said, "Here, take those." I would just pick them up because they were super cheap. Now they're worth a fortune, apparently. People want that stuff. Well, fine. My weird way of investing. I don't. I just, as long as I'm telling the story, that's all I care about. Also, let's see, Star Wars. Yes. I know how to draw Darth Vader. I had to learn it because how much it came up when I was doing the caricature thing back in the 70s. Even though I didn't even know what he was. I had to learn how to draw something I didn't even understand. That's why I can draw him so well today. Yeah, I need a little thicker pen. As long as I'm drawing something and there's a story and you understand it, hot dog. Oh, well, Alice, did you find a way to send me an address? Because I haven't seen it and I'm terrible about it. I could send you an email address you can email to. I'm terrible at mailing things, but I'm hoping Dennis, a DJ, could help me with that. Okay, I don't know. Now I don't remember his costume. Okay, so just put that all black. There we go. Oh, and he's got this cape thing too. Okay, let me slow down. There we go. Oops. You messaged me? Okay, one of these days I'll. There's Steve Gar the Ghoul. You can find horrible horror. See, Steve isn't on here. He's not going to hear this. But Steve Gar the Ghoul has horrible horror, and it's on Twitch, and you can go find it. He wants no advertising. They put a lot of work in these things. He wants nobody to know he's doing it. So that's why he only has a handful of viewers after 16 years, 17 years, something like that. He goes to a lot of trouble. And I don't care for horror things, but he doesn't play anything gruesome. It's always low key stuff. I went to high school together. He plays some UFO nonsense. I don't know what it is. I hope this looks like. I don't know what it looks like. I should have drawn this arm out. Here, let me see if I can fix this. This arm should be a little longer than it is. There. So I hope that makes sense. Melissa Busby. Oh, talked to my sister today. I found both my high school yearbooks today. And here's to our high school class of 1983 20-year reunion. I think I had something from this, didn't I? A couple days ago, but I can't remember what it was. But this is all the information. It's in an envelope. I called my sister, told her I had all this stuff. These are ones that died since. So this was 20 years ago, 21 years ago. That's there you go. See, there's Wrights. Did you know the Wrights were on my side? Charles Wrights, and their mother was. I knew her as Mrs. Wrights. She worked over at Rollins College. Jennifer Pierce. Oh yeah, Pierce. Jennifer Pierce. Where's Mal's not here, or is she? James Powell was, I guess, born in Minnesota for a year and a half, and moved down. Mulvey. Oh, the same relation to my friends, the Mulveys up in Alachua. I don't know. Anyway, so isn't that cool? Really? Yeah, nothing me either, as far as I know. And here are all their names and where they live. My sister's even up to date, so she did do that. But there's Donna DeFazio. Yeah, she was a Princeton Robert E. Lee Edgewater. I guess that's her today, or then 20 years ago. So these kids are now 20 years older. Proud mother of two bright and beautiful daughters, Devon and Desiree. Oh boy. Oh, they live in St. Petersburg, near the beach. Or they did then, who knows where they are now, 20 years later. Debbie Gold. Anyway, so that's that. Just thought I'd share that. Edgewater High School. Also found this nifty little item. It's the Old Folks at Home. Of course, Old Folks at Home have to do with Swanee River. But what's interesting is it's in an Ethiopian melody. Sung by the Christie's Minstrels. It's not in very good shape. I don't know where I picked this up, but what a weird thing this is. I'm going to put it in plastic where I should have done that immediately. So this is from Actually, this is 1851, but this isn't that. This is newer. This is, I'd say 1920s, or the paper has to be 20s. No, color. So it has to be later than that, much later. I didn't see that color before. I have no idea what year this is from. None at all, but I don't know the Ethiopian melody. A little secret sauce for old folks at home. And from a place I drew caricatures, Stars Hall of Fame, Wax Museum. I don't know why I got this or how I got this. This is the 81-82 edition. So it includes Star Wars, includes Indiana Jones and Christopher Reeve, but this is a map of all the wax figures inside of Stars Hall of Fame, believe it or not, and also has other places you can visit. I don't know if any of those still exist, because that became Boardwalk and Baseball. Oh no, that's Magic Mountain. Oh, this is the things they owned. Of course, this was when Six Flags had it. So Marineland, Magic Mountain, Universal Studios in California, and Farmers Market, the one in Orlando, wouldn't come until 1991. How do I know that? I worked on it. That's how I know that. I worked on that. Okay, where am I? Pulled out a lot of stuff today. My graduating class of Edgewater, my yearbook has no signatures in it because I wasn't in the school. I was over at Channel 9 and at the Sentinel. So I have no signatures. My other one has a ton of signatures from at my yearbook from 1980, but not 1981. I guess my question should have been, who do you think is the most evil? What do you, when you hear evil, what do you think of? That would have been a good, I should ask that when we start talking about bad guys. Andrea, Alice, Melissa, what's evil to you? I think I know Andrea's answer to this. We were talking about the dark crystal earlier. It's something I've never seen. and I'm not into the Henson stuff. I have a friend, Guy Gilchrist, who did the Muppet comic strip for years, and he's doing a lot. He's doing well with that here. 40 odd years later. Okay, so I think Andrea and Melissa are on the same page. Well, I wonder if I could do something about that here. How could I? See, again, storytelling. See, I don't think Mal's even here. Mal must have come and left. I'm thinking how she was asking questions about drawing, so I'm trying to keep this. Oh, you were gone, Melissa. I did this. This is going to be for the Orange County History Museum. I inked this. Actually, I penciled and inked it. I'm going to put in the courthouse here, which is now the museum. And now, if you want to meet Melissa, I got to come through on Thursday. I have a feeling they're going to have another pumpkin there. But this time I'm going to take the pumpkin, I'm going to shove it to you, Melissa. It's all yours, kiddo. You draw the pumpkin. You know, I've never posted the pictures because Facebook was gone. Facebook was gone when that happened. That's right. I remember now. That's why I ain't posted them. Yes, you could do it. You could draw the pumpkin. It's your time to shine. You think they still have the same pumpkin? It'd be going bad now, wouldn't it? A month later? Well, what? Oh, Alice doesn't. I'm sorry. I'm stalking. I'm talking too fast. Is what I'm doing. It was last year. They had a pumpkin, and I don't know how I found myself drawing on it, but I did. So this year, when I walked in, they already had a pumpkin. They were just waiting for me to come. I wonder if Kyle knew I was coming that third Thursday. I guess he might have because okay. Well, they had a pumpkin, and so I ended up doing a big. I drew all the way big pumpkin, but pumpkin's gone bad now, don't you? You're allergic to drawing on pumpkins. Yeah, no, you didn't. Write. You were pumpkins. Just what are they pumpkins? What's a pumpkin? I don't know, but how a few bars? Does it have an Ethiopian melody? That's what I want to know. A Spanish melody. Gabriel Subs. So yeah, Gabriel Subs is a place that Melissa and I have been going to since I guess we were basically born, and it's a submarine shop in College Park in Orlando, and so we've known it all our lives. But she's from one side of the tracks in College Park. Who was saying this? The rich side. Someone who was here. Someone was saying that's the rich side. There's my side. I was on anyway. The So Gabriel's Kyle Gabriel now runs the place basically, and they wouldn't have the same pumpkin, would they? It'd be going bad, wouldn't it? I don't know. I'm not a pumpkin aficionado. Do they hang pumpkins on walls in art galleries? I don't know. I don't know. Here, I still have another piece of paper. Let's do a. Did who did what was? Well, I am curious, Alice. Who is your evil political? Just because that's my real thing is politics. That's what I don't talk too much about. Oh, let me get the other pen. Yes, that's true. I couldn't. Oh, I might turn it that way. If I turn it that way, I'll be in trouble. You can't see it. See if I can draw this. If I can do this. Over Hope's job has not had electricity for she just got notice that they did get it back just a little bit before I started this. Wow, it took them 3 days though. My goodness. And Ron says he's busy as heck with all this after hurricane stuff. I'm surprised. We really didn't get a lot of stuff, but apparently there was enough trouble over here. Yeah, I know, banana. And again, what I could do is not appreciated. Except for pumpkins, then it's fine. As long as it can waste away. Again, what was the answer to the pumpkin? Pumpkins go away, right? They go bad after a while? Or pimpkins, whichever one you want. I don't care. This is like the house we lived in on Orlando Street. I just realized. My sister would find that funny. Wish my sister would join us for one of these things, but that's extremely unlikely. I was surprised she called me back. I meant to. I think I told. I was trying to indicate to Hope and DJ that her calling back was an unusual occurrence, and I'd take the call right then because I won't hear from her. Now, if Henry Munoz, who just called me, I know what he'd say. He'd say about who's evil. He would be agreeing with Melissa and Andrea. I hope I get the chance to see them again. Oh, there'd be a door window up here. Put a tree up and right in here. This is like the house I lived in on Orlando Street. I should have bought this. We had ferns. I got ferns growing all through here. Got me in trouble with the city, and I don't care. Had a walkway. There was an elderly couple that lived across the street from us, and they had a house set way back because that used to be a bit of a farm through their property. They had what became lots beside them that were all trees. Wonderful little area. And they used to grow stuff, but they got elderly and they just let it all grow over with trees. And then they died, and it got sold, and the gay family bought it, turned into a bunch of little townhousey, nasty little things. Very unfortunate. Of course, we had a duplex beside us. I didn't draw that right because they had a carport came out here. Over the wall. Here's a. What am I getting into drawing College Park for? Let me stop doing that. Because I'm trying to draw what we were talking about evil. So what happened was we were talking about today, nothing's really evil anymore. Everything's been rationalized into silliness. Actually, I did not. Well, here I'm curving this like a crazy person. So yeah, this was the duplex, and then beside was the burrows. Burrows like right, kind of was a compound. I wasn't going to get into all that. I can't remember I really wanted to have nothing to do with them. So I lived initially in College Park on the other side in a duplex on Oglethorpe. That was first grade through, my sister could tell you, somewhere probably around Robert D. Lee or just before Robert D. Lee. Then we bounced around on Smith Street and Princeton, and then eventually on whatchamacallit. Thinking of how would I draw a Satan thing? Actually, it's looking more like the shadow. I'm not sure if this is Satan or the Burrows. The Burrows were not good people. They were big drug runners in the area. They got a lot of folks hooked on drugs, and they made a lot of money. They didn't care. All right. Oh, we have more messages retracted. I didn't see those. Why did you get in trouble for ferns? Oh, there was something called Great Neighborhoods, and I was working at the city of Orlando, and the head of it was a fellow named Ben Gray. And Ben had Gray's had a jewelry store, and so I grew up around the Gray family. But I didn't know him. I think Melissa knew him better. So anyway, Ben actually sent me a friend request to my Robert Smith non-active Facebook page. I need to Ben Gray's Senior. Um, so anyway, so Ben was running Great Neighborhoods, and I was with the city, and so I got a notice. My neighbors complained I had ferns in the front yard. So I went to Ben, and actually Ben and I met out in front of the house here, and I said, "See, Ben, these are called ferns. They're native to Florida, and this is natural growing. This is called technically xeriscaping, which was a big deal at the time. It's amazing how xeriscaping's fallen to the wayside here in Florida. It was such a big deal with certain groups, and now anyway. So I said, Ben said, "Okay, I'll take care of it," and then the whole thing went away. And I had a neighbor over here, Terry. Melissa knows Terry Offner. Terry Offner was a coach at Edgewater, I think, right? Or was it Robert Edgewater, right? Anyway, his mother lived next door. She hated us. She hated cats, and we had cats. She didn't like all this yard stuff, all the stuff growing around, and she just hated it. So I believe the complaint came from her. I don't think that came from these folks over here. I don't think they cared. It didn't look bad. It looked wonderful. If you like ferns, if you hate ferns, yeah, you would have hated it. There weren't that many. It was just a big old oak tree with ferns around it. So this is my Satan over College Park. I wasn't thinking of College Park. I started drawing it, and there it goes. That's the idea. Improv. Just make it up as I go. No telling what I'm going to do. Yeah, I say with what the Burrows did, it was not good, guys. So did I use my position in the city to get that? No, it didn't matter whether I was with the city or not. I would have argued about those ferns. My All right, well, listen, that took me off guard. I wasn't expecting that. That's just all kinds of funny. I don't care who you are. That's very good, Melissa. Oh, I didn't catch that. Yeah, I've been running into a lot. Oh, here, that's the other thing. Oh, yeah, here we go. I got to scan this in. I think this is all I used to have. I had a whole file folder of the history of the Croziers, Hudspeths, and the Sheffields. I think this is all I have left. I lost everything else in the move. I'm going to scan this in and send it to my stepdaughter Amber and anyone else in the family who wants it. But this is the one page. I drew the drawings, and John Sheffield Crozier, who lived on Harrison. That's because I lived on the other end of Harrison. And he lived up toward Rugby. Actually, at the same King Street, Rugby, King Street, Harrison, which is real close to where Steve lived on King Street, near Edgewater. Edith lived on King Street on the other side of 4. Anyway, these are the drawings. I did these drawings some 40 years ago, 35 years ago, of John Sheffield, the second Lord Butterwick, Sir Robert Sheffield, Knight of Butterwick, and Sir Edmund Sheffield. So these are all from the 1500s. These are all relatives of Edith, my first wife. And John wrote this. He killed himself, half killed himself, studying his family. He would go to cemeteries all over the Southeast. He represented Holly Carburetor, and he would go to the various garages. And as you in between, he would stop at cemeteries and look for Hudspeths, Sheffields, Croziers, or any other family members. So he had a log of all of these. I did not get that log. When he died, his stuff disappeared because he died in Georgia, and I'm not even clear where all of his records were, but they're all gone. This may be all that's left is this one page, which I have in plastic. It should be sealed. I will seal it because it's not good enough just being in this. I think John, did I put this in here or John did? Anyway, I will scan that. But those are drawings I did. Yeah, that's very funny. So my first wife is known as the evil one. And if you knew about her, those who know about her, Andrea very well knows about her. I don't know, is Andrea still with us? I don't know. But Edith definitely was a bad, bad, bad person. And the drugs, big part of it. No on 3 here in Florida. No on 3. And if you're against 4, Amendment 4, 3 causes 4. Whoops. I'm sorry, I'm kind of off the page here. I accidentally drawn College Park. Doesn't look like this. Well, I think this duplex is still here. I don't know. I haven't driven the street. Well, this has been bought and redone, and it's real fancy looking. I think duplexes on either side are still there, but I haven't looked in a while. I could look Thursday, but I really don't want to. It's just, okay, good to keep your memories. Okay, now I haven't drawn the rest of his head. I guess I need to do that. Oh, of course, horns. And if you do love music, and I actually love real music, Mark Stein's program on Serenade Radio will be on at midnight tonight. He plays some wonderful music. And then tomorrow he features one song. You actually go to Stein. We talked about this last week. We go to Stein.com, Stein Online, STEYN, SteinOnline.com. Actually, why don't I just copy this? You may not care about this. Well, I'm doing it anyway. And he has a wonderful piece on The Way You Look Tonight. Outstanding song by Jerome Kern and Dorothy Fields. Where's Paste? Here we go. There we go. Stein Online Song of the Week. But that will change tomorrow with whatever song he's doing for tomorrow. And tomorrow's, you can listen. Unfortunately, it's out of the UK, so you have to put 5 hours to when he's playing it. So that's why I happen to know it's at midnight tonight, which is 5 a.m. tomorrow morning in the UK. But he plays some wonderful music. Great program. A favorite of mine. Okay, Andrea her son may have come there, and that's why she's not here now. But, Melissa, are we on for Thursday? Yes, no? That was so much fun stopping over at the Americans for Prosperity office and seeing BJ West. We had such a great conversation about. I don't know. That's an interesting question. My car hasn't really. Have I taken my car anywhere really since a month ago? I don't think so. It really hasn't gone anywhere. Ooh, battery. What time is it? Oh, it's 9:15. I wasn't paying attention. I've been enjoying myself with you all. Thank you all for being here. If I could do this in color. So tomorrow I'll have a pencil drawing, or I may do it here like this, like the one I did today. A pencil drawing of the Jack Costanza's Christmas Star in downtown Orlando. I'm probably not going to quite draw all the buildings. Well, maybe I should do something like the Neil Adams thing I'm going to do. I'm sad not to be fully connected as I was on Facebook because I was connected to his daughter, Chris Adams. It was so neat to be able to communicate with Chris, even though Neil's now gone, and her sister Zia. And there's Jason Adams and so on. Every line you see here has influence from Neil Adams. I completely disagree with his politics, but he is the influence. All right, how's that? Is that good? Does that give? Again, if Kyle Gabriel has a new pumpkin, it's all Melissa's. That one. Or if Mal was down this way, I'd say, "Hey, Mal, join us at Gabriel's," and I wouldn't tell her about the pumpkin. She'd always suddenly have to draw on it. But I'll have I'll have another drawing I showed watercolored by then. Oh, I haven't even actually. No, I'm sorry, I haven't even drawn that yet. All right, does that work? Does that look okay? For what it's worth. Yeah, it is interesting. Satan over the Burrow house underneath these trees. They had walls all the way around it. I don't know why, but it was like a compound. I remember when living back behind here, all we could see was the wall. We'd hear music sometimes, and they had a big pool back there somewhere, which I think they helped with their sales. All right, thank you very much for being here, being a part. I have performance anxiety. I flip it back to you. All right. All right. Thank you all for being here, being a part of things. I'll be back tomorrow night, continuing Inktober, and I'll see y'all then. Take care. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Good night. Good night.